They say history is written by the victors, but some names are buried for reasons far more sinister. Some rulers are forgotten not because they were insignificant, but because the truth about them is too horrifying to be remembered. You may have heard of Vlad the Impaler, Elizabeth Bathory, or even the cruel rulers of Rome, but there is one name that history keeps hidden in the shadows. A name spoken only in hushed whispers, even centuries after her death. Elara the Blood Queen. A ruler so feared, so drenched in myth and terror, that even her own court scribes dared not write of her in full. What was she? A tyrant? A sorceress? A demon in human skin? What happened behind the stone walls of her castle, and why do the ruins of her kingdom still evoke unease in those who walk among them? Today, we unravel the forgotten horrors of Elara the Blood Queen. The dark legacy of Elara. Elara was not born into power, she seized it. A daughter of noble blood, she rose to prominence through cunning and ambition, marrying into the ruling dynasty of a now-forgotten kingdom. But when the kingdom fell into turmoil, Elara did not wait for fate to decide her path. One by one, the members of the royal court vanished. Some died of unexplained illnesses, others were found drained of blood in their chambers. And then there were those who simply disappeared. Within a matter of months, Elara was crowned queen. Not through inheritance, nor through conquest, but through an eerie, methodical elimination of all who stood in her way. The first records of her rule were written in fear, their ink trembling on parchment. Her reign was marked by silence, no rebellions, no insurrections, only a kingdom gripped by something worse than war. A kingdom drowning in dread. Those who served her never spoke of what they saw, and those who defied her were never seen again. The peasants did not dare whisper her name after dark, and the nobility obeyed her every decree without question. But what was it that made her so terrifying? Was it merely the power she wielded, or something far more unnatural? The mysterious and chilling stories. What set Elara apart was not just her ruthless rule, but the unnaturalness of it. Some claimed that she never aged. Decades passed, but the queen remained as youthful as she was on the day of her coronation. Others swore they had seen her move through the palace in ways that defied human limitations, her presence flickering like a candle flame, appearing in one place and then another. There were even rumors that she did not sleep, that she wandered the halls of her castle at night, humming an eerie melody that sent shivers through the bones of those who heard it. And then, of course, there were the disappearances. Every year, on the longest night, a ritual was said to take place within the castle walls. Servants were chosen, not for their skills, not for their loyalty, but for reasons unknown. Those chosen were never seen again. The guards patrolling the castle would find no trace of them come morning, no struggle, no bodies, nothing. Only silence. Some whispered that Elara drank their blood to maintain her youth, others claimed that she needed their souls to prolong her reign. But the truth was buried along with those who served her. Creepy and shocking details. The walls of her castle held secrets that few lived to tell. Hidden chambers, discovered centuries after her death, revealed disturbing artifacts. Ritualistic carvings on the stone floors, dark stains that no historian dared to analyze, chains rusted in places where no dungeon was ever recorded to exist. And then there were the statues, grotesque figures with expressions of horror frozen in stone. They stood in corners, watching, their faces twisted in agony. The locals who found them swore that the statues had once been human, victims of a fate worse than death. One of the most disturbing discoveries was a book, a diary, supposedly written by Elara herself. In it, she did not record political affairs or royal decrees. No, her words were different. They spoke of voices whispering from the darkness, of visions that guided her hand, of a hunger that could never be satisfied. The final pages were written in a language that no scholar could decipher. Some claimed it was a lost dialect, others believed it was not meant to be understood by human minds at all. The unsolved mysteries. And then, suddenly, Elara vanished. Not by assassination. Not by rebellion. She simply ceased to exist. One day, she ruled. The next, her throne was empty. No record of her death, no burial site, no tomb. The palace was abandoned, its halls left untouched. And as the years passed, nature consumed the ruins of her reign, as if the earth itself sought to erase her from history. But the legends did not fade. Travelers who strayed too close to the ruins spoke of an unsettling presence, an invisible weight pressing upon their chests. Some heard whispers on the wind, whispers that called their names. Even now, scholars argue over the truth of Elara's existence. Was she merely a tyrant whose reign was exaggerated by fearful subjects? Or was there something more to the Blood Queen, something beyond human comprehension? Some believe that she never truly died, that she lingers in the shadows of history, waiting for the day she can return. And others refuse to speak her name at all. History is filled with rulers who sought power, with kings and queens who left their mark through war and conquest. But Elara, she left something else. A silence. A fear that lingers even in forgotten ruins. Perhaps she was simply a woman who wielded terror as her weapon. Or perhaps she was something much worse. Something beyond time, beyond life itself. And if that is the case, then perhaps Elara the Blood Queen is still out there. Waiting. Watching. And listening. If you found this story fascinating, make sure to like and subscribe for more historical mysteries. And remember, some names are forgotten for a reason.